Imagine standing at the edge of a cliff, looking down at what seems like endless darkness. That feeling in your gut, that's failure staring back at you. Now you have two choices: retreat in fear or take a leap of faith and use that fall to learn how to fly. Every successful entrepreneur, leader, and game changer has one thing in common: they failed big. But they didn't let failure define them. They didn't stop. They failed forward. Today, I'm going to show you how to turn your biggest setbacks into the fuel that drives your greatest success. By the time we're done, you won't just embrace failure, you'll chase it, because you'll know that every setback is a setup for your comeback. Step 1, redefine failure. Turn it into fuel. Most people run from failure. They avoid it like the plague. But here's the truth: failure is the best teacher you will ever have. The problem isn't failure, it's how you see it. Successful people don't see failure as a dead end. They see it as a lesson, a stepping stone, a necessary chapter in their story. Think about Thomas Edison, 10000 failed attempts before he invented the light bulb. Most people would have quit at 10, but he didn't see failure as defeat, he saw it as feedback. So here's your new rule. Failure isn't failure, it's simply finding another way that doesn't work. And every time you eliminate one wrong way, you're one step closer to success. Failure is one of the most misunderstood experiences in life. Most people see it as something to be ashamed of, something to avoid at all costs. But the truth is, failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of success. It's the process of becoming great at anything. Think about a child learning to walk. They don't just get up one day and start running. But do they ever sit down and say, maybe walking isn't for me? No, they get back up, take another step, and keep going until walking becomes second nature. Yet somewhere along the way, as we grow older, we start attaching emotions like shame, fear, and self-doubt to failure. We start believing that failing means we're not good enough, not smart enough, not capable. But this is an illusion that stops people from reaching their true potential. The most successful people in history, entrepreneurs, athletes, inventors, artists, all have one thing in common: they failed more times than most people even tried. But what separates them from everyone else is how they responded to failure. They didn't see it as a sign to stop. They saw it as a stepping stone, a necessary part of their journey. Look at Thomas Edison. He attempted over 1,000,000 different ways to create the light bulb before he finally got it right. If he had stopped after his first failure, or his 100th, or even his 1,000th, the world might still be in darkness. When asked about his failures, Edison didn't call them mistakes. He said he had simply discovered 1,000,000 ways that didn't work. That mindset is what allowed him to keep going when most people would have quit. He saw failure not as a stumbling block, but as a way to refine his approach until he achieved success. The same pattern exists in every field. Michael Jordan, one of the greatest basketball players of all time, was cut from his high school basketball team. He could have given up right there, decided he wasn't good enough, and walked away. But instead, he used that setback as motivation. He practiced harder, pushed himself beyond his limits, and turned failure into fuel. He later said, "I have missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I have lost almost 300 games. On 26 occasions, I have been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I have failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed." Every time you fail, you are gaining knowledge, experience, and resilience. You are learning what doesn't work, which means you are one step closer to finding what does. The problem isn't failure itself. The problem is how you perceive it. If you believe failure means you're not good enough, you'll stop trying. But if you believe failure is simply part of the process, you'll keep pushing forward. Consider the way a sculptor creates a masterpiece. They start with a rough block of stone, something unshaped, unrefined. Every strike of the hammer removes unnecessary material, carving the stone bit by bit until it transforms into something extraordinary. Failure works the same way. Every setback, every mistake, every disappointment is chipping away at what's unnecessary, revealing the stronger, wiser, and more capable version of yourself beneath the surface. There is no success without failure. If you try to avoid failure, you are also avoiding growth. The key is to embrace it, to learn from it, and to use it as a stepping stone to your next level. Step 2, change your internal dialogue. Control the narrative. What do you say to yourself when you fail? Do you beat yourself up? Call yourself a loser? Stop that right now. The words you tell yourself shape your destiny. Instead of saying, I'm a failure, say, I'm learning. Instead of, I can't do this, say, I haven't figured it out yet. Rewire your brain to see failure as progress, and you'll start winning before you even cross the finish line. The way you think about failure determines how you respond to it, and how you respond to failure determines your entire future. Most people have been conditioned to believe that failure is something negative, something to be feared, avoided, and even ashamed of. From a young age, we are taught that mistakes mean we're doing something wrong. In school, getting the wrong answer on a test lowers your grade. In sports, losing a game can feel like humiliation. In life, society has created an expectation that success should be linear, that we should always be moving forward without setbacks. But that is not how real success works. Failure is not the problem. The meaning you attach to failure is. When most people fail, they tell themselves a destructive story. I'm not good enough. I'll never succeed. Maybe this just isn't for me. These thoughts become a belief system, and that belief system dictates how they behave in the future. If someone believes failure is proof that they are not capable, they will hesitate to try again. They will play small, they will avoid risks. Eventually, they will stop chasing their dreams altogether because they are too afraid of what failure might mean. But the truth is, failure is never about ability, it's about perception. The most successful people in the world do not fear failure because they don't define it the same way most people do. They do not see it as a reflection of their worth or intelligence. They do not take it personally. Instead, they see failure as feedback. It is a sign that they are taking action, pushing boundaries, and learning valuable lessons that will help them succeed in the long run. When you rewire your mindset about failure, you stop fearing it and start using it. You begin to understand that every failure is simply a step toward mastery. Think about how skills are developed. No one becomes great at anything overnight. A musician does not pick up an instrument for the first time and play perfectly. A boxer does not step into the ring for the first time and win every match. A business owner does not start a company and instantly dominate the market. Every master was once a beginner, and every beginner fails repeatedly. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is how they interpret failure. Those who quit see failure as a sign to stop. Those who succeed see failure as a necessary part of the journey. If you want to rewire your mindset about failure, you need to change your inner dialogue. When you experience a setback, pay attention to the thoughts that come up. Instead of saying, I'm a failure, start saying, I'm learning. Instead of saying, I can't do this, say, I haven't figured it out yet. Instead of saying, this didn't work, say, now I know what to do differently next time. Words matter. What you repeatedly tell yourself becomes your reality. If you program your mind to see failure as growth, you will automatically develop resilience, persistence, and the ability to adapt. Think about the way a scientist approaches an experiment. They don't expect to get everything right on the first try. They test, adjust, and refine their approach based on what they learn from their mistakes. If something doesn't work, they don't see it as failure. They see it as data. They take that data, make improvements, and try again. This is how every breakthrough in history has happened. The same principle applies to everything in life. The moment you stop seeing failure as an enemy and start seeing it as a teacher, everything changes. You become more confident, more willing to take risks, and more determined to push through obstacles. You stop hesitating, you stop doubting yourself. You stop letting fear control your actions. Instead, you embrace failure as part of the process and use it to propel you forward. Step 3, fail fast, fail often, build momentum. The faster you fail, the faster you succeed. The biggest mistake people make is waiting for the perfect plan. Perfection kills momentum. The secret, take action now. Get in the game, fail fast, adjust, and move forward. Let me tell you something. Motion creates emotion. When you're moving, you feel alive. When you sit still, fear creeps in. Stop waiting for permission. Take messy action. Get your hands dirty. Most people spend their lives waiting. They wait for the perfect moment, the right conditions, or a guarantee that they won't fail before they take action. But here's the truth. There is no perfect moment. There are no perfect conditions. There is no guarantee of success. And waiting, that's the fastest way to get stuck exactly where you are. The key to making progress in anything, whether it's business, fitness, personal growth, or relationships, is to take immediate action, adjust along the way, and keep moving forward no matter what. The biggest mistake people make is overthinking. They analyze every detail, they plan every possible scenario, and they convince themselves that they need to know everything before they start. But success does not come from thinking, it comes from doing. Clarity comes from action. Confidence comes from experience. The only way to learn, grow, and achieve anything is by stepping into the game and figuring things out as you go. Think about learning how to ride a bike. No one masters it by reading a book about balance. No one becomes an expert cyclist by watching videos or taking notes on theory. The only way to learn is to get on the bike, wobble, fall, get up, and adjust. That's how all progress works. The same applies to business. The most successful entrepreneurs didn't wait until they had the perfect business plan before they started. They took action, made mistakes, learned from those mistakes, and kept moving forward. What stops most people is the fear of making the wrong decision. They hesitate because they don't want to fail. But the irony is that inaction is the real failure. You cannot steer a parked car. You can't change direction if you're standing still. But if you take action, even if it's not perfect, you create momentum. And momentum is the secret to long-term success. When you start taking action, you will make mistakes. That's inevitable, but those mistakes give you valuable data. They show you what's working and what's not. They give you real-world experience that no amount of planning can provide. When you take action and something doesn't go as expected, you don't quit, you adjust. You tweak your strategy, you refine your approach, and you keep moving forward. Look at the most successful athletes, musicians, and business leaders. They didn't get everything right on their first try. They took action, failed, made adjustments, and kept pushing. Michael Jordan didn't make every shot. He practiced, missed thousands of times, and adjusted his technique until he became one of the greatest basketball players of all time. Steve Jobs didn't create Apple's revolutionary products overnight. He started, failed, made adjustments, and kept innovating until he changed the world. The key is speed of implementation. The faster you take action, the faster you get feedback. The faster you get feedback, the faster you can adjust. And the faster you adjust, the faster you succeed. Success is not about making the perfect move. It's about making a move, seeing the results, adjusting, and continuing forward. Too many people wait until they feel ready, but readiness is a myth. You don't wait to feel ready, you act, and readiness follows. Every day you hesitate is the day you could have been learning, growing, getting closer to your goals. Every time you second guess yourself, you delay your own success. The secret to achieving anything is simple. Take the first step, make adjustments as needed, and keep going no matter what challenges come your way. Step 4, emotional mastery. Control your reactions. Failure will test you. It will punch you in the gut, knock the wind out of you, and dare you to quit. But here's the truth. Failure isn't the problem. Your reaction to failure is. You need to build emotional resilience. Learn to take hits and keep moving. When failure knocks you down, don't ask, why me? Ask, what's next? Shift your emotional state, and you'll control your results. Life will test you. It will knock you down, throw obstacles in your way, and challenge you when you least expect it. No matter how talented, intelligent, or hardworking you are, you will face setbacks, disappointments, and failures. That's not a possibility, it's a certainty. The difference between those who succeed and those who stay stuck is not intelligence, luck, or talent. It's emotional resilience, the ability to control your emotions, push through adversity, and keep moving forward no matter what. Most people let their emotions control them. When they fail, they take it personally. When things don't go their way, they get frustrated, overwhelmed, or discouraged. They allow temporary setbacks to become permanent roadblocks. But here's the truth. Success is never about avoiding problems. It's about developing the emotional strength to handle them, Life isn't going to remove obstacles for you. It's going to keep testing you. Your job is to build the kind of mental and emotional toughness that allows you to rise above any challenge. Think about the people who achieve greatness. Do you think they never struggled? Do you think they never had moments of doubt, frustration, or fear? Of course they did. The difference is they didn't let those emotions define them. They mastered their emotions instead of being controlled by them. They built resilience, which means they could face adversity and keep going no matter what. Emotional resilience is not something you're born with. It's something you build. And it starts with understanding that emotions are just signals. Fear, frustration, disappointment. These are not signs that you should quit. They are simply feedback. Fear is a sign you're stepping outside your comfort zone. Frustration is a sign that you're pushing for something better. Disappointment is a sign that you care deeply about your goals. These emotions are not your enemy. The problem is not feeling them. The problem is letting them control your actions. The first step to mastering emotional resilience is awareness. Pay attention to how you react when things don't go your way. Do you shut down? Do you get angry? Do you start doubting yourself? The moment you recognize your emotional patterns, you gain the power to change them. Instead of reacting automatically, you can make a conscious choice about how to respond. The second step is reframing. Instead of seeing setbacks as failures, see them as opportunities to grow stronger. Every challenge you overcome builds your resilience. Every difficulty you push through makes you tougher. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Ask, what is this teaching me? The way you interpret events shapes your emotional response. If you see challenges as problems, you will feel overwhelmed. If you see challenges as training, you will feel empowered. The third step is emotional control. You cannot control everything that happens to you, but you can always control how you respond. When life throws challenges at you, take a deep breath, pause, and choose your reaction. Instead of letting emotions dictate your actions, train yourself to stay calm, focused, and determined. One of the most powerful ways to do this is through physical movement. Exercise, deep breathing, and even changing your posture can instantly shift your emotional state. Motion creates emotion. If you're feeling stuck or discouraged, move your body. Go for a run, do push-ups, stand tall. Your emotions will follow your physical state. The fourth step is resilience through repetition. The more you push through discomfort, the stronger you become. Emotional resilience is like a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it gets. If you avoid discomfort, your resilience weakens. But if you face challenges head on, you build an unstoppable mindset. Every time you overcome an obstacle, you prove to yourself that you are stronger than any challenge. And that belief becomes unshakable. People who master emotional resilience don't break under pressure, they thrive under it. They don't see problems as reasons to stop, they see them as reasons to rise. They don't wait for motivation or ideal circumstances, they create momentum by pushing forward no matter how they feel. Emotional resilience is the foundation of all success because it ensures that no setback, failure, or adversity will ever stop you from reaching your goals. Step 5, build a success environment. Surround yourself with the right people. You ever notice how winners hang out with winners? That's not a coincidence. Your environment will make or break you. If you're surrounded by people who see failure as defeat, guess what? You'll believe it too. Get around people who push you, who remind you that every failure is a step toward greatness. If you don't have those people in your life right now, go find them. Coaches, mentors, masterminds. Success leaves clues. Follow the trail. Your environment shapes your destiny more than you realize. The people you surround yourself with, your friends, colleagues, mentors, and even your family, have a direct impact on your mindset, your decisions, and ultimately your success. If you are constantly around people who complain, make excuses, or settle for mediocrity, their mindset will start to rub off on you. But if you surround yourself with people who are driven, positive, and committed to growth, their energy will elevate you. Human beings are wired for connection. We are deeply influenced by the attitudes, beliefs, and behaviors of those around us. Psychologists call this social conditioning, the subconscious process where we absorb the habits and thought patterns of the people in our environment. If you spend time with people who believe success is impossible, you will start to believe it too. If you spend time with people who see obstacles as opportunities, that mindset will become your reality. Look at the most successful people in any field, business, sports, entertainment, or personal development. They are very intentional about who they spend time with. They seek out mentors who challenge them, peers who push them, and friends who inspire them. They do not allow toxic people, negative energy, or limiting beliefs to take root in their lives. They understand that the fastest way to level up is to surround themselves with people who are already operating at a higher level. There's a reason why the saying, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, is so powerful. If you spend time with 5 unmotivated, negative people, you will become the 6th. But if you surround yourself with 5 ambitious, disciplined, and growth-minded individuals, you will naturally rise to their level. Success is contagious, just like failure is. The question is, who are you allowing to influence you? The people in your life should do one of 3 things: inspire you, challenge you, or support you. If they do none of these, it may be time to reevaluate those relationships. It doesn't mean you have to cut people out of your life completely, but you must be mindful of how much energy you allow them to take. Negative people drain you. They fill your mind with doubts. They reinforce fears. They make you question whether your goals are possible. On the other hand, the right people elevate you. They make you think bigger. They push you to take action. They remind you that success is possible even when you're struggling. Finding the right people starts with a decision. First, decide who you want to become. What kind of mindset do you want to develop? What level of success do you want to reach? Once you have clarity on that, seek out people who are already operating at that level. This might mean joining a mastermind group, finding a mentor, attending networking events, or simply spending more time with people who have a winning mindset. If you don't have these people in your immediate circle, start reading books, listening to podcasts, and consuming content from high-level thinkers. Even if you can't meet them in person, you can immerse yourself in their ideas and let their mindset shape yours. Just as important as finding the right people is removing the wrong people. If there are people in your life who constantly bring you down, doubt your dreams, or make you feel small, you must set boundaries. You owe anyone your time, energy, or emotional space if they are holding you back. This doesn't mean you have to be cold or cruel. It simply means valuing your future more than the comfort of toxic relationships. The right people will push you to become the best version of yourself. They will celebrate your wins, but also hold you accountable when you fall off track. They will challenge you to think bigger, work harder, and refuse to settle. When you surround yourself with people who are driven, focused, and committed to growth, success becomes inevitable. Step 6, lock in your vision. Why are you doing this? When your vision is powerful enough, failure loses its grip. You need a reason so strong that no setback can shake it. Why do you want to succeed? What's your mission? What's your purpose? When you know your why, you become unstoppable. You'll fail, but you'll keep going. You'll get knocked down, but you'll rise again, because the only way you truly fail is if you quit. Everything great that has ever been achieved started with a vision. A vision so clear, so compelling, so powerful that it pulled people through every setback, every failure, and every obstacle in their path. Without vision, people drift. They settle for less than they're capable of. They get distracted by short-term comfort instead of staying focused on long-term success. But when you develop an unstoppable vision, one that fuels you, excites you, and gives your life purpose, you become a force of nature. Nothing can shake you because you are locked in on something bigger than yourself. Most people don't achieve greatness not because they aren't capable, but because they don't have a clear vision. They don't know exactly what they want. They have vague desires like, I want to be successful, or I want to be happy. But they haven't taken the time to define what success actually looks like for them. When your vision is vague, your actions will be scattered. You'll take a few steps in one direction, then second guess yourself and go another way. You'll let distractions pull you off course. But when your vision is sharp, when you can see it, feel it, and imagine it in detail, it acts as a guiding force. It directs your decisions. It fuels your motivation. It gives you a reason to push through the tough times. Developing an unstoppable vision starts with getting crystal clear on what you truly want. not what society tells you to want, not what your parents, friends, or teachers expect of you, but what you want deep in your soul. What excites you? What would make your life truly extraordinary? What legacy do you want to leave behind? You must dream bigger than your current circumstances. If your vision doesn't scare you a little, it's not big enough. Once you have that vision, you must make it real in your mind. Close your eyes and see it in vivid detail. Picture the life you want to create. Feel the emotions of achieving it. Experience it so clearly in your imagination that it becomes real to you, even before it happens. The more you immerse yourself in this vision, the stronger it becomes. And the stronger it becomes, the more unstoppable you become. The next step is to connect your vision to something bigger than yourself. People who achieve massive success don't just do it for themselves. They do it because they are driven by a mission. They have a deep reason behind their vision, something that keeps them going when things get tough. Maybe it's to inspire others. Maybe it's to change their family's future. Maybe it's to leave a lasting impact on the world. Whatever it is, your vision must be bigger than just personal gain, because when your purpose is bigger than you, your level of commitment skyrockets. But having a vision isn't enough. You must turn that vision into a daily obsession. It must drive your actions every single day. Too many people set goals once a year, then forget about them. But the people who truly succeed live and breathe their vision. They remind themselves of it every morning. They write it down, speak it out loud, visualize it, and take action toward it relentlessly. They don't wait for motivation. Their vision creates motivation. As you pursue your vision, you will face setbacks. You will encounter obstacles. You will have moments of doubt. This is where most people give up. But those with an unstoppable vision refuse to quit. They see obstacles as temporary. They understand that every failure is just a stepping stone towards success. They don't allow distractions, negativity, or temporary discomfort to derail them. They are locked in. They are laser focused. They are relentless. A true vision is not just a wish, it's a commitment. It's something you decide on and refuse to let go of, no matter how hard the journey gets. When you develop an unstoppable vision, you no longer let circumstances dictate your actions. You take control of your life. You step into your full potential. You stop hoping for success and start demanding it from yourself. Success is not reserved for the lucky or the gifted. It belongs to those who refuse to quit, who turn failure into fuel, and who push forward no matter what. Every setback, every obstacle, every moment of doubt is an opportunity to grow stronger. The key is to rewire your mindset, take massive action, and surround yourself with people who elevate you. Emotional resilience will keep you in the game when things get tough, and an unstoppable vision will pull you toward your highest potential. The world doesn't reward hesitation, it rewards action. It rewards those who are willing to fail forward, learn fast, and keep moving. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to hand you success. It's on you to take control of your life, to push through the discomfort, and to rise above every challenge. You are capable of more than you realize. The only thing standing between you and the life you want is your willingness to go after it with everything you've got. So make the decision right now, step into your power, take action, adjust as needed, and never stop moving forward. Because success isn't about avoiding failure, it's about using it to fuel your journey to greatness.